Chapter 2. The Development. The removal van turned up late. Jenko was beginning to think they had done a runner with his John Lewis sofa. When they eventually turned up, their excuse had simply been, they had gotten lost en route. It was funny, as the same fellas had been moving people onto the estate for several weeks. Perhaps they had selective amnesia. Jenko put his hands in his pockets and lifted his heels off the ground. He looked around. He just had a good feeling about this place. As he was a nosy person, or as he would put it, just generally interested in the well-being of fellow neighbors. He loved that his kitchen was situated in the front of the house. Walking over to the sink, he could just picture himself pretending to wash a cup. While watching a neighbor's drama unfold, he caught a glimpse of himself in the kitchen taps. The divorce bags under his eyes were slowly fading. He never expected to be divorced, let alone at the age of 35. Nor did he expect to be divorced for the fact that his ex-wife just didn't want to be married anymore. Jenko turned around and almost jumped. Amy was stood there clutching a bottle of Prosecco. "Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I had forgotten to leave you this as a thank you for buying a property with us." Amy always seemed flustered and would avoid holding eye contact. Jenko was convinced she fancied him. She had the plain sexy secretary look going on. Her dark hair and silk-white skin highlighted her flushed cheeks. The rugged, lazy look always made Amy uncomfortable. In the past, they had always come across as sleazy, but Jenko was gentle as a teddy bear. Unlike most people, he never seemed to laugh at her, and the very brief conversations they had. He generously took interest in her hobbies and life. She breathed in deeply whenever he was near, taking in his aftershave that had a soapy citrus fragrance. She had never felt like this before. If she was honest, it confused her. Amy knew one thing for sure: if she had been Jenko's wife, she would never have left him. "I'm going to miss you, Amy." Amy stroked the back of her neck and muttered something that was inaudible, made her excuses, and left. That night, he sat in the lounge drinking a glass of red wine. He looked out at the garden. He would need to get on and order some blinds. He had ordered them for the rest of the house, but felt ones in the living room would spoil the view. But now, he felt like he was in a goldfish bowl. He decided he would order some first thing in the morning. Jenko wondered if the blinds would cost him a small fortune, since the living room windows went floor to ceiling with 2 glass doors. As he poured another glass of wine, he looked at the boxes stacked neatly in the corner of the room that would also need to be unpacked. There it goes again. These houses don't half creak for a new place. Maybe things are just moving into place, he thought. Jenko turned up the TV to try and distract him from the noise. The next morning, he woke to the hammering of the front door. In a daze, he made his way downstairs and opened the front door. He was surprised to see Harry, the site manager. He was one of these men with narrow eyes that darted everywhere. Jenko yawned and rubbed his eyes. In a breezy manner, Harry asked, "Just wondering if you have noticed anything." "Noticed anything?" Jenko repeated. He blew out his cheeks. Why did site managers always smell of dust? "Yes, snags. I thought they weren't due for another few weeks. I only moved in yesterday." "They aren't, but you seem sharp enough, so I thought you might have noticed something." "I will return in a few weeks then." He seemed to be smirking. Jenko didn't care for his tone. Jenko went to make himself a cup of tea. His eyes still felt tight from the heavy sleep. Drinking a whole bottle of red wine might have not been the best idea he had. The Prosecco that Amy had brought around the day before still sat on the kitchen worktop. He hadn't noticed the note attached. It read, "Just a small thank you for trusting us with your dream home. I have enjoyed being on your home build journey with you. All the best in your new home. Amy," and the team. It was true, she had been on the journey with him. Every time he turned up to the site to see how the build was going, Amy was following hot on his heels. She ate, slept, and breathed the company. He popped the Prosecco in the fridge. He would have it later to help get over his hangover. There was a strong smell of boiled eggs coming the fridge, which was strange as it was brand new. Jenko decided to give it a quick clean with washing up liquid before he did his first food shop. "Right? Let's go check out the shower." He had planned on one last night, but after having a takeaway before the wine took control. There was no mistaking the shower was hot and powerful.